Hey guys, these are 5 8-foot long 2x10s. I picked them up at the home center a couple of days ago, and it should provide the majority of the wood that I need to build a twin bed for my son. At least I hope so. I live in Ontario, and like most construction lumber that you're going to find in Ontario, these are spruce. These are labeled presumably at the mill. I don't know what AFPA is, but SPF stands for spruce, pine, or fir. This is spruce, as I said, but you know, you could get pine or fir construction lumber. KD stands for kiln dried. These are kiln dried. I tested them. They came at 9% and heat treated. And interesting, here's this label here has got a timestamp on it. I don't know if I can get that a little closer. Yeah, January 4, 2021, even 14:05, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm guessing that's when this one went through the mill. I said they were 2x10s. That works out to 9 1/8 by just a little bit under 1.5 inches. That's how the wood comes. Ours is not the reason why, we just have to live with it. So here's why I made this video. I got this advice long ago and I'm passing it along here. If you're gonna build a piece of furniture with construction lumber, then you wanna get the biggest you can. My bed is not gonna be 10 inches wide anywhere on the bed. But the 10-inch, the 2x10s, the 2x12s, that's the best wood that you find around here in the home center. And that's simply because to have a bigger board, you need a bigger tree. I shot some B-roll, I'll throw that up here. I looked at the stack of 2x3s in the home center and I just scanned down and you find the pith in almost all of them. And the same in the 2x4s, and you get a lot of junky boards. So what's the pith? The pith is the center of the tree, the middle of the log, and you generally don't want to build with that. It's the most unstable, it's most likely going to twist or cup over time. And since they're starting with bigger trees, if you sort through the stack, there is a greater likelihood that you're going to be able to find lots and lots of boards where a majority of the board is corner sawn, nice straight grain. I'll bring the camera in close and I'll show you the ends of this stack. The stack that I was sorting through wasn't even that big. It was like, 8 or 10 boards high by like 6 boards across. And I was able to get 5 boards that had really nice tight grain in it, and most of them have a fair bit of straight quarter sawn grain, and when I cut up the bed, I'll be able to, when I cut up the lumber to make the bed, I'll be able to arrange my boards so that I can get some nice straight grain, which will be nice and stable. So even though they're kiln dried, I still tested them with my moisture meter once I got it home, and they tested at 9% humidity, which is pretty good. I compared that to some other spruce that I had lying around in the shop, and it was pretty much the same. I still am leaving the boards for a few days before I use them. It's always good to let your wood acclimate to your house, to your shop, before you start using it. Out of these 5 boards, 4 of them are pretty good. The 5th one has decided it's going to do a little twist on me, so this is the board that I'll be cutting up for the shorter pieces. And wouldn't you know it, that's the one board that I bought that's got the pith in it. But I'm really impressed. The bottom 4, they're all pretty nice and straight and they're not moving, so that's good. So bottom line, even if you mostly want 4-inch wide boards, if you've got the tools to process the lumber, then you're better off buying the widest boards you can at the home center. Okay guys, that's it for this one. So down in the comments, why don't you tell me about some of your experiences using construction lumber for furniture, good or bad. We'll all learn from each other. And if you want to see me using this to make a bed, I'll put that video up here once it's ready, and we'll see you then.